Your Majesty, Queen Sylvia, children and global friends, all guests in the WCP-ceremonin, and those of you following the ceremony online. We welcome you to the award ceremony of the World Children's Prize for the Rights of the Child at the Gripsholm Castle here in the small town of Mariefred. Millions of children all over the world know that Mariefred in Sweden is the home of the World Children's Prize. I, Kim Fusire of Zimbabwe, will be your master of ceremony. My fellow members of the World Children's Prize International Child Jury here on stage would jointly like to welcome you. This is how Sesetu welcomes you. When the World's Children's Prize was born in the year 2000, 3 children out of the billions of children whose rights were violated during the 20th century were honored posthumously. They were the murdered former child slave Iqbal Masih from Pakistan, Anne Frank, the young Jewish girl who died in a German concentration camp in 1945, and Hector Peterson, who was shot dead by the apartheid police at the age of 12 in Soweto, South Africa in 1976. Anne and Hector were our first honorary award laureates. The first World Children's Prize was awarded to Iqbal Masih. Iqbal worked as a bonded slave in a carpet factory from dawn until dusk. At times, he was also forced to work at night. If he fell asleep, Iqbal was beaten. When he was freed, Iqbal started going to school and standing up for the rights of working children. 2 years later, on the 16th of April, 1995, Iqbal was murdered. Since then, he has become a symbol of the struggle against child labor and slavery. When the first World Children's Prize was awarded to Iqbal in 2000, there was not a single Global Friend school. This is what we call the schools that stand behind the World Children's Prize. Today, 70,457 schools in 116 countries have registered as Global Friend schools, supporting the World Children's Prize. 1,784 of these schools are in Sweden. To this date, 778 organizations are registered as supporters of the World Children's Prize. These are our adult friend organizations, and some of them help to implement the program in their country. We also cooperate with departments of education. The World Children's Prize program educates and empowers not only us children, but also our teachers. This year, tens of thousands of teachers, more than 500,000 since the year 2000, have learned about our rights and the methods to include them in their teachings. The World Children's Prize program fits into most school subjects at any school and can be built into any child rights program of any organization. We invite honorary adult friends to become patrons of our prize and program. Her Majesty, Queen Sylvia of Sweden, was our first honorary adult friend. Our patrons include global legends and 6 Nobel Prize laureates. They include the late Nelson Mandela, Malala Yousafzai, Shanana Gusmao, Graça Machel, Desmond Tutu, and the Prime Minister of Sweden, Stefan Löfven. This is Mr. Mandela's commitment to us.
No, this is good. You have our support whether we're alive or in the grave.
We love that, sir. We love that, Dad.
No, thank you. You'll give my regards to the other children in South Africa and elsewhere.
Okay, Dad.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Abulela.
Okay. Yes.
With the Mozambique for Girls' Rights Project, supported by Her Majesty Queen Sylvia's care about the Children Foundation as a model, we're using the WCP program to involve girls, boys, and local leaders in promoting girls' equal rights in Zimbabwe. Some of you know of my passion for girls' rights, and when you see this film, will understand why I want to see change.
Gore rekapera baba vangu vakanditi saende kuchikoro, handina mari yekuti uende kuchikoro. Baba vangu vakanditi enda umaricho unoshandira hanzvadzi yako kuti iende kuchikoro. Vakomana nevasikana vanopiwa chiremerera chakasiyana nevasikana. Ndosaka ndisingaende kuchikoro munin'ina wangu achienda kuchikoro. Nondirwadza kuona munin'ina wangu achipfeka uniform kuti aende kuchikoro.
Gore rakapera mudzidzisi wangu wemaths akaona kuti handigoni maths. Mudzidzisi wangu akati ndiite ma-extra lessons naye. Kana ndabvuma kudanana naye, aibva aona kuti ndagona bvunzo dzangu chero ndichinge ndakatadza. Ndakanzwa kushamisika nekushushikana nekuti ndaive nerutendo nemudzidzisi wangu. Ndakanzwa kutya nekuti zvaive zvakaipa kwandiri nekuda kwekuti ndaive mwana. Akagumbuka. Rimwe zuva iri svondo ndichibva kuchechi, ainge akandiwandira muchibage ndokubva andibata. Akandibata chibharo muchibage. Ndakava nepamuviri uye handina kukwanisa kudzokera kuchikoro. Iye zvino ndakagara pamba. Iye zvino handinzwe zvakanaka. Ndinogara rota hope dzinotyisa uye ndinoshungurudzika. Baba vangu havadi kuti zvizikanwe neveruzhinji nekuda kwekuti zvinokonzera matambudziko akawanda kwandiri munharaunda. Mugirls Club ndakadzidza kubva muGlobe magazine nezvevamwe vasikana vainge vaine matambudziko seni. Iye zvino ndasimba nekuva neruzivo rwekutaura nyaya yangu.
Ambuya vangu vainge vasina mari yekundibhadhara kuchikoro. Rimwe zuva ndine makore 13, tete vangu vakauya kuzoshanya. Vakati varikuda kundiendesa kuchikoro. Asi patakasvika zvinhu zvakanga zvachinja. Vakanditi havakwanisi kundiendesa kuchikoro asi kushanda pamba peshamwari yavo. Ndakachema ndikati ndiri kuda kudzokera kumba. Tete vangu vakatsamwa vakati vanondirova vakanzwa ndichitaura futi izvozvo. Ndane makore 2 ndichigara kunge musungu. Ndichiita basa rese repamba neremunda. Shamwari yatete yandinoshandira inogara ichindirova. Ndinogara da kutiza asi handina mari yekudzokeresa uye kumusha handichakuziva. Dzimwe nguva ndinotiza kumba ndoenda kuGirls Club ndiko kwandakaziva kuti zvakaitika kwandiri zvinonzi trafficking.
Rimwe zuva ndichibva kuchikoro mumwe murume akandirwisa akandirepa. Ndakaita pamuviri nechishona chedu ndinofanirwa kuita mukadzi wemurume anga andirepa. Zvakandimanikidza kusiya chikoro. Ndakatya uye ndanga ndisingakwanisi kuramba. Murume wangu aindirova nekundishungurudza ndizvakaita kuti nditize neupenyu hwangu. Iye zvino ndiri kugara nagogo nasekuru, asi nekuda kwekusaenda kuchikoro ndinoona upenyu hwangu hwaguma. Kana mwana wangu mukomana akura, ndichamudzidzisa kuremekedza vasikana, uye vasikana nevakomana vakakosha zvakafanana.
We need change, and we will have change. Some children, girls and boys, in each school are trained as WCP Child Rights Ambassadors. There is a special focus on girls' equal rights when we train our peers at school and at the WCP Child Rights Clubs. We also educate our families, teachers, and local leaders on children's rights. Being given the chance to be a World Children's Prize Child Rights Ambassador is an honor. This makes me feel important as part of the generation that will bring change to make things better for children.
Ndine makore 13 uye ndiri Child Rights Ambassador. Ndakada kuita Child Rights Ambassador nekuti vasikana vari kushungurudzwa, havasi kuteererwa uye hapana ari kutiteerera. Ndakaona vasikana vakawanda vachimanikidzwa kuroorwa, kubatwa chibharo uye vachimanikidzwa kusiya chikoro. Ndinofunga kuti vakomana vanofana kuita maambassador futi kuti vanhu vagoona kuti tinorwira kodzero dzedu pamwe chete. Vakomana vakakura vachinzi ndivo vakakosha kukunda vasikana vachiri vadiki. Ndinofunga kuti vakomana vanowana upenyu hwakanaka kana paine enzaniso. Ndinofunga kuti vakomana vanoda kutiremekedza. Ndakabatsira vasikana muclub vemuvillage medu.
Children have the right to go to school.
Vasikana vakawanda vemuclub havaende kuchikoro asi vanofanira kuziva kodzero dzavo.
Ndine makore 16 ndiri WCP Child Rights Ambassador. Semukomana ndinoshungurudzika kuona mabatirwo anoitwa vasikana nevakadzi munharaunda nevakomana nevarume. Ndakaona basa raitwa nevasikana maambassadors ndikakumbira kuvabatsira kuti tishande tese. Ndinotendera kuti vakomana vanofanira kuita maambassadors vachimirira kodzero dzevasikana. Vanhu vese vanobva vaona kuti tinorwira matambudziko mamwe chete. Semukomana ndinokwanisa kuchinja mafungiro evamwe vakomana. Kuno itsika yedu yekuti vasikana vaiti mabasa ese epamba anorema. Mushure mekunge ndatrenwa kuti ndive WCP Child Rights Ambassador, ndakakwanisa kukonfisa maparents angu kuti vakwanise kundibatsira kuti ndiite mabasa epamba. Panzvimbo dzekuswera ndichitamba neshamwari dzangu, ambuya vangu, amai nehanzvadzi dzangu dzichiita mabasa ese epamba, ndakaona zvakakodzera kuti ndivabatsire kuita mamwe mabasa akaita sekutsvaira mumba, kubika nekuchera mvura. Iye zvino ambuya vangu naamai nehanzvadzi dzangu wava kukwanisa kuzororowo ndichiita mamwe mabasa, uye hanzvadzi dzakukwanisa kuitawo homework uye kunotambawo nedzimwe shamwari dzavo munharaunda. Zvinofadza uye vanondida chose zvakanyanyisa. Ndinoshanda neshamwari yangu Glory uye ndinogadzira maflyers anobuditsa kodzero dzevasikana ndozopa vanhu paweekend.
The World Children's Prize Program educates and empowers us children to become humane change makers, working for the equal worth of all people, the respect of the rights of the child and democracy, and sustainable development. The annual World Children's Prize Program begins with us children studying the rights of the child and discussing the violations of these rights in our own lives and countries. We then study our global educational material, the Globe, available in several languages, in print and online. In the Globe, we not only read about, but experience the work of the prize candidates. They become our role models and inspirations. They give hope and faith in the future to millions of children worldwide. We experience the rights of the child through the life stories of our global peers who the candidates fight for, from the life experiences of the jury children and of participating children around the world. Each year, at the end of the World Children's Prize Program, we children organize our own free and fair global vote for the rights of the child. The prize money, which accompanies the awards, is used to further the work of the laureates and to better the lives of children who have experienced the worst violations of their rights. The 9 young South African musicians that we have with us here today all come from gang-ridden, high-crime suburbs of Cape Town. They are trained on the rights of the child with focus on girls' equal rights. Some of them are WCP Child Rights Ambassadors. The Jazz Yard Academy band members are Tyrese, Curtly, Quinley, and Charlton. The members of the Inkwenkwezi band are Simbongile, Zintle, Athenkosi, and Bonga. The winner of South Africa Idols 2017 is none other than the beautiful Paxton.
I knew a man who lived in fear. It was huge, it was angry, it was drawing near. Behind his house, a secret place, was the shadow of a demon he could never face. He built a wall of steel and flame, and men with guns to keep it tame. And standing back, he made it plain that the nightmare will never ever rise again. But the fear and the fire and the guns remain.
It is the World's Children's Prize International Child Jury who you see sitting here. We jury children are experts on the rights of the child from our own life experiences. We have 3 major missions. The first is to represent all children of the world with similar experiences. The second is to teach children of the world about various child rights issues through our life stories. Our third mission is to select the 3 final nominees of the year from the past year's nominations of child rights heroes. This is the jury.
Je représente les enfants soldats et les enfants en conflits armés.
Dear Mercy from DR Congo represents children forced to become soldiers and children in armed conflict situations.
אני מייצגת ילדים שגרים באזורי קונפליקט וילדים שרוצים לנהל דיאלוג למען השלום.
Neta from Israel represents children in conflict areas and children who want to have a dialogue for peace.
My name is Tariq from the United States, and I represent homeless children.
Sesetu from South Africa represents differently abled children.
म ती बालबालिकाहरूको प्रतिनिधि गर्छु जो मानव बेचबिखन र यौन दुर्व्यवहारको शिकार भएका छन्.
Nita from Nepal represents children who have been victims of trafficking and exploited in the child sex trade.
Eu represento crianças que são abusadas por parente ou familiar e obrigadas a manter silêncio. Fui empoderada embaixadora de direitos da criança.
Yolnilda from Mozambique represents children who are abused by a relative and threatened to keep quiet, and WCP Child Rights Ambassadors.
Jag representerar flyktingsbarn och barn som växer upp i krigszoner.
Milad from Sweden and Syria represents displaced children and children growing up in war zones.
मैं ऐसे बच्चों का नुमाइंदा हूँ जो जबरी मशक्कत और गुलामी में जिंदगी गुजारते हैं, ऐसे बच्चे जिनके वजूद को तस्लीम नहीं किया जाता और ऐसे बच्चे जिनको कभी इंदराज नहीं किया जाता.
Shamoon from Pakistan represents child laborers, dead slave children, and children who don't exist because their births were never registered.
Kinakatuwa ko ang mga batang biktima at nakaahon mula sa exploitation sexual.
Nori Ann from the Philippines represents children who are survivors of commercial sexual exploitation. We're missing 3 of our fellow jury members here today because of exams and other reasons. They are John Nara from Brazil, who represents children who have been abused and indigenous children who fight for their rights and have rights violated due to discrimination and environmental degradation. Ananti from India, who represents children at risk of being forced into child marriage and girls at risk of being killed at birth. Noor from Palestine, who represents children in conflict areas and children living under occupation, and children who want to have a dialogue for peace. These jury members have been doing magnificent work. They deserve another round of applause. And I, Kim, am a child rights activist. I fight for girls' equal rights in Zimbabwe.
When I'm lost in the rain, in your eyes I know I'll find the light to light my way. When I'm scared, losing ground, when my world is going crazy, you can turn it all around. And when I'm down, you're there, pushing me to the top. You're always there, giving me all you've got. For a shield from the storm, for a friend, for a love to keep me safe and warm. I turn to you for the strength to be strong, for the will to carry on. turn to you. For the arms to be my shelter through all the rain, for truth that will never change, for someone to lean on, for a heart I can rely on through anything, for that one, oh, I can run to. I turn to you. For a love to keep me safe and warm, I turn to you, yeah. For the strength to be strong, for the will to carry on, for everything you do, for everything that's true, for everything you do, for everything that's true, I turn to you.
It is now time to announce the first World Children's Honorary Award, which goes to Valeriu Nicolae from Romania. Neta will tell us why Valeriu is one of our child rights heroes and laureates today.
Valeriu is honored because of his tireless struggle for the very poorest and most vulnerable children in Romania and throughout Europe. Valeriu himself grew up in extreme poverty and was the victim of discrimination because he was Roma. Valeriu has been fighting for over 20 years to tackle discrimination and racism and to protect the rights of all children. In 2010, he began working to help children in Europe's poorest and most dangerous district for children, the Ferentari ghetto in Bucharest. When Valeriu started his work in the ghetto, hardly any children were attending school there. Children and young people were dying every month of malnutrition, abuse, drug overdoses, and suicide. Valeriu's Alternative Education Club helps change the lives of Europe's poorest children. The children get help to cope with school, learn about their rights, and get support to develop and live a good life. The poorest children are given shoes, clothes, and food. Children who take drugs and/or are exploited and forced to sell drugs and sex are given support to leave that life behind and have the childhood to which they are entitled. Valeriu also fights for better laws and systems that protect children from violence, discrimination, and hate crimes, and strengthens their rights and opportunities.
Everybody told me this is the worst ghetto. Nothing is possible to work here. The school was a mess. The place was absolutely terrible. From the most vulnerable kids, less than 2% were coming to school. The dropout was practically 100%. I grew up extremely poor, having nothing, and I felt like I should give back. that I should do something for the same kid as I was, because I was helped. There were lots of people that changed my future.
Oamenii au o idee greșită despre ferentari. Nu sunt pubele, deci trebuie să aruncăm gunoiul pe jos sau în blocuri. Lumea vrea să muncească, dar nu ne angajează nimeni. Degeaba dacă ai 12 clase, nu te angajează nimeni.
And now we have all the kids in school, dropout is minimal. My dream is they know how to read and write and count, but also that some of them will become, engineers, doctors, and so on.
Nu știam să scriu, să citesc. Valeriu m-a ajutat să învăț. Acum e ca un tată pentru mine și pentru mulți copii din ferentari.
I also want to develop a business here, because these kids are growing up. Hopefully in 5 years all these kids will be employed and have as normal lives as anybody else in Romania. A good society should work first in the worst places, otherwise it will not work at all.
Vreau să fac ceva pentru ferentari, să fie un loc mai bun. Dar nu pot face asta singur. Împreună putem face o schimbare.
I call upon Your Majesty, Queen Sylvia, to present the World's Children's Honorary Award to Valeriu Nicolae, who is accompanied on stage by Aurel and Ionut. 2 of the children helped to a better life thanks to Valeriu's work.
Your Majesty, Queen Sylvia, dear participants, children, I cannot believe that I'm saying these words. And I will tell you exactly why. So imagine I'm 14. I have my first girlfriend. She's really cute, blonde woman, blue-eyed, nothing like me. So I go with her to my house. I'm really happy. So I ring the door, and my mom comes out. So I might not look very gypsy, but my mom looks really gypsy. So she is dressed like a gypsy lady. And the girl looks at me and asks, "Do you live here?" Looking, yes, I do. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm quite sure. And who is she? It's my mom. Are you sure? Woman, look, I might not know where I live, but I really know who my mom is. So you're gypsy. And I turned back and I said, yeah, did you believe I was a Swedish prince or something? So I don't know if I will ever get closer to a Swedish prince. But somehow I think gypsies are pretty good at telling the fortune. And before I leave, I never felt happier to lose any other competition. I think the guys that are with me are absolutely brilliant and do a lot better job than I do. And I will also ask for help for Your Majesty. We're trying to set up an agency, a European agency for the rights of children, social inclusion, and social innovation, and we already managed to gather lots of support. So we'll really appreciate your support. So thank you again.
The second World Children's Honorary Award goes to Gabriel Montoya from Colombia. Tari will tell us why Gabriel is one of our child rights heroes and laureates today.
Father Gabriel is honored for his more than 30-year struggle for Colombia's vulnerable children, street children, child soldiers, and children sentenced to prison. Gabriel has dedicated his life to helping the poor. He has faced several attempts on his life as a result of his work. During a war in Colombia that has lasted more than 60 years, 6 million people have been forced to flee their homes, and over 200,000 have been killed. Children have been severely affected. Today, Gabriel's foundation runs 52 children's centers. They care for 4,000 children and young people who have lived as street children or child soldiers, as well as children serving their sentences in the foundation's detention centers. Gabriel fights for children that society has turned its back on. He says love is the most important medicine. Doctors, psychologists, and social workers live together with the children. They listen to the children and take part in their daily activities. The children are offered education and therapy. The therapy includes all children and young people joining the Scouts. They learn good values, to show empathy, be fair, not to judge others, and to show respect and take responsibility.
Estos chicos no son problema para nosotros, decía, son oportunidad y son víctimas de una sociedad que ha perdido el horizonte de la vida. Son chicos que tienen maltrato, abandono familiar, han estado vinculados con el conflicto armado colombiano, los niños de la guerra, son niños que no han tenido una familia, a los cuales les han sido negados sus derechos. Trabajamos por la restauración de los derechos de los niños y de los jóvenes.
Buenos días, compañeras, mi nombre es Valentina.
Buenos días, Valentina. Todo el tiempo, compañera.
Mi vida antes era un desastre. Mi vida era solo drogas, solo farras. Yo maldecía el día que llegué acá. Yo lo maldecía. Para mí todo era una terapia, para mí. Yo no copiaba, yo era muy grosera. Yo solamente pensaba en evadirme. yo he ido cambiando poquito a poquito mi mentalidad. Yo cada noche le pido muchísimo a mi Dios.
Mami, usted coja
5, 6, 1.
El amigo mío viene de la guerrilla, él es fareño. Y yo vengo de los paramilitares.
Pensemos con cabeza fría y la paz.
Unos están en un grupo armado y otros están en otro grupo armado. Y aquí venir a esta fundación y a juntarnos y saber comprendernos, ¿sí me entienden? Que en un antes no nos comprendíamos porque nos dábamos, era balines. Entonces aquí no nos damos balines ni nada, ni puño ni nada, sino que nos hablamos y mantenemos juntos, ¿sí me entienden?
Un niño tiene un potencial infinito. Aquí funciona la terapia del amor. El niño se siente amado. Un niño que no ha sido amado en el modo justo no puede responder en el modo justo. Estos niños y jóvenes no han tenido referentes claros en su vida. Se meten dentro de la violencia. Aquí es un centro pedagógico educativo, es un centro de acogida, es un centro de escucha. Aquí el niño es escuchado. Y sobre todo tienen la oportunidad de volver a vivir una esperanza y una ilusión, la capacidad de nacer y renacer continuamente que tiene la persona.
I now call upon Your Majesty, Queen Sylvia, to present the World's Children's Honorary Award to Gabriel Montoya.
Al llegar a Suecia, tuve la grata sorpresa de encontrar unos niños con ramos de flores, con su sonrisa en los labios, con una mirada en la cual se veía la serena belleza de su alma. Ese recuerdo de los niños de Suecia se queda en mi corazón. Durante estos días en Suecia he descubierto que World Children's Prize es una organización que está haciendo un trabajo muy importante con los niños de Suecia, con los niños del mundo. Felicitaciones, porque es un trabajo muy importante para el mundo. Yo pienso que nunca el mundo fue tan desigual y pobre como ahora. Nunca hubo una humanidad tan privada de ser humana como la nuestra. Hemos pasado de los pobres a los empobrecidos, a los sobrantes, a los desechables. Tenemos todos que escuchar el grito de los niños, de los jóvenes. Es un grito desesperado, de mucho sufrimiento. Nuestro mundo tiene mucho sufrimiento y tenemos todos que reaccionar para que se acabe el sufrimiento en el mundo. Tenemos que hablar a las Naciones Unidas, a los gobernantes del mundo, que por favor paren la guerra. Eviten el sufrimiento que hay, terrible. Miremos la situación de Siria, lo que está pasando con los emigrantes, el sufrimiento de los niños en los campos de refugiados. Esto no puede ser. Que los niños de Suecia, con esa alegría y ese cariño particular, los niños del mundo levanten sus manos al cielo y le digan a Dios: nosotros solos no podemos, necesitamos tu ayuda. Quiero enviar hoy un pensamiento de amor a la reina Silvia, que nos acoge aquí en su país. Un pensamiento de amor a todos los niños de Suecia y del mundo y a todos los que estamos aquí. Muchas gracias.
This isn't over. The pressure's on. You feel it, but you got it all. Believe it. If you fall, get up. Oh, oh. If you fall, get up. Tamina, mina, zangalewa. 'Cause this is Africa. A dedication to our honorary award winners. This is Father Gabriel's speech in English. When I arrived at the airport, I was welcomed by the heartwarming group of young Swedish students. Their smiles and their hugs will always stay in my heart. During my time in Sweden, I have observed the impact of the World Children's Prize program in empowering children to become change makers. While visiting the schools, I was impressed by the children's participation and their eagerness to help out other children from all over the world. We must listen to to the desperate and painful cry of the children and the youths of the world. The voice of those who have been denied all their rights. The world has never been as poor and unequal. And never before there has been a humanity as inhumane as this world we live in today. We have been poor and even poorer, and we have been wasted and left behind. Today, we demand the United Nations and all the governments around the world to stop the wars and to create equality, justice, and solidarity. Let us release love and compassion as the most needed cure of all the sickness and suffering. Today, all the children in Sweden and in the rest of the world raise their hands to the sky to beg the Lord for justice and compassion. Our goal is to globalize the love and the compassion. Thank you. Many children have been trained and empowered on their rights by the World Children's Prize Program since the year 2000. Every child that you see in this animation represents 10,000 children in reality. The cost of the World Children's Prize Program per child per year is less than $1. Millions and millions of children who have taken part in the World Children's Prize Program since the year 2000 have had their rights violated. Many of them did not know that they had rights before they were introduced to the World Children's Prize Program. For many years, children in the Karen region of Burma have taken part in the WCP program. This year, it was too dangerous for many of the children to participate as Burmese army once more went into the Karen state. WCP children and their families had to flee into the forest, and the army burnt down 8 of the deserted villages, with schools taking part in the WCP program. In Sierra Leone, both partner organizations of the World Children's Prize had to close down the program before the global vote because families did not dare send their children to school due to political violence caused by elections in the country. The escalating violence in DR Congo has this year forced thousands of children in WCP schools to flee. But hundreds of thousands of children in the area have still participated. Dear Mercy will tell us about the violence where he lives and how he teaches children about their rights.
When I was seven years old and on my way home from school, I was abducted by armed men. They burnt our school books and school uniforms and forced us to become child soldiers. I always secretly try to help other children to get away. One night, when we were fighting, I tried to escape, but was captured by government soldiers. When they were about to shoot me, I shouted that I was just a school child who had been kidnapped. I was a child soldier for 4 years. I learned from the World Children's Prize program about the rights of the child. I have organized child rights clubs in 5 schools and also trained differently abroad a child at the center about the rights. I teach former child soldiers about their rights, and I have organized my own program of Child Rights Ambassadors. The last month, there had been a lot of armed violence where I live. Many people, also children, are killed, and many had to flee. Thank you.
In Pakistan, these children have organized their democratic global vote. Some of these children are from bonded families and have to produce hundreds of bricks a day before or after school.
बनाने में मदद करता है कुछ महीनों के बाद
We in Zimbabwe know that the best time for our global vote is not when general elections are held, but the election supervisors at this global vote in Chihota reported a free and fair election. Some of us may be wondering what they're saying in this song. They're saying child abuse and rapists. They grab by the head, beat it hard, and throw away. This year, 1,436,573 children voted in the global vote. 32,200 and 15 of these children were in Sweden, where more than 630,000 children have participated in the World Children's Prize program since the year 2000. Some of them are from Snatrinje School in Hudinje. Welcome, Ingrid, Wilhelm, Rebecca, and Jack, to tell us what the World Children's Prize has meant to you.
The World Children's Prize has helped me to understand that everyone has rights. I no longer judge people less privileged than me, but rather I consider them role models who are fighting for a better life. Their spirit and passion is something I really look up to. If everyone will have that kind of spirit, the world will be a better place for every living creature. Knowing this inspires my entire future. The WCP has also inspired me to help children who are less privileged than myself. Every year during primary school, we have worked with the WCP, and I always look forward to learn more about it. This has been my favorite subject at school. Working with Valeriu has been a valuable experience for me, although I was sad to learn that this is happening here in Europe. To see Valeriu dedicate his entire life to saving children and helping them has inspired me to also take action. No excuses. If Valeriu can do it, so can I. His passion and dedication is something I will carry with me my whole life, always.
During middle school, we have worked a lot with the World Children's Prize. We have created presentations, written articles, and researched previous candidates. We have discussed what causes poverty and what the consequences of poverty can be. Some schools only discuss after reading a book, but it's not the same as working with the WCP. This way, we get to learn that problems also have solutions, and that we children can be a part of these solutions. Rachel is a great role model to me, that she never gave up hope and then went on to help others is a big inspiration. When I'm doing cross-country skiing uphill, I tell myself I will not give up. But my uphills are way smaller than the hills faced by Rachel. And still, was she strong enough to tell herself not to give up. All child rights heroes, the jury children and the child rights ambassadors have made me feel like I can actually make a difference as a child.
Every time I hear about what the candidates have accomplished, I feel moved by their sacrifices they have made in order to help other children. Imagine if these people didn't exist. And also, the thousands of children have gained a better life and a second chance thanks to Father Gabriel. To keep on going when people are trying to kill you must mean you have an incredible willpower. I would have quit, but Gabriel didn't, and he would probably continue the rest of his life. The World's Children's Prize inspires me to do more for children. Us children are the future, and we have to understand. If we can learn this now, we can start to make a difference and continue to do so throughout our lives, even as adults.
All children should have equal rights, and because that is not the case, I got involved with the World's Children's Prize. Before I heard of the WCP, I had no idea that so many children have their rights violated. The WCP made me understand this, and it opened my eyes. I was so excited when we started working with the WCP during primary school. I wanted to learn more about children's rights and global current affairs. The candidates have inspired me, and I want to help other children because their rights are equally important to mine. John Nora in the child jury was born in the Amazon. She inspires me by representing her indigenous tribe in Brazil. When they stand up for their rights, they receive threats, get beaten, or even killed. I belong to the indigenous Sami people of Sweden, whose rights also have been violated. Thank you.
Wow. The outcome of the global vote was announced today at a World Children's press conference here at the Gripsholm Castle. There were simultaneous child-led World Children's press conferences in 20 Swedish cities and around the world. At the children's press conferences, only children may be interviewed. They highlight the situation for the rights of the child in their country before they all announce the outcome of the global vote. We never use the word winner, as all three candidates have made magnificent work for children and are honored as child rights heroes here today. The voting children decided that the World Children's Prize for the rights of the child goes to Rachel Lloyd. Nita will tell us why Rachel has received this award.
Rachel is honored for her work spanning over 20 years to tackle trafficking and commercial sexual exploitations of children in the US. During her childhood in England, Rachel herself was the victim of mental and physical abuse and was exploited in the sex industry in Germany. Rachel moved to the USA at the age of 22 and was shocked to see girls as young as 12 being sold on the streets of New York. Rachel founded Girls Educational and Mentoring Services, GEMS, at her kitchen table with just $30 and a borrowed computer. Since then, Rachel and GEMS have transformed the lives of thousands of girls by offering love and practical support. They have also pushed through more child-friendly laws and systems, including New York's Safe Harbor Act, the first law in the U.S. giving children who have been forced to sell sex the right to support and protections instead of punishment. Rachel's fight has brought about a change in society, from treating the girls affected as criminals to seeing them as victims and then survivors and leaders.
It looked like a normal guy, and I just thought that he liked me. I was just a 14-year-old girl who wanted to be loved, and he was the only person in my life offering me that. Growing up in neighborhoods where there's poverty, where there's not a lot of family support, just being in foster care or group homes, just being a young person in this city, it makes you vulnerable. I was arrested for prostitution when I was 14 years old.
I started GEMS in 1998, really based on my own experiences as a young person who'd been in the commercial sex industry, coming to New York and meeting girls, children, who shared the exact same experiences that I did. And the way that they were treated, the way they were talked about, the way they were seen was disgusting. They were criminalized, stigmatized. So at 23, I started GEMS on my kitchen table. I didn't have a lot to offer, but I was willing to offer myself and my couch and my food. We serve girls and young women between 12 and 24. They've grown up in poverty, by and large, girls and young women of color, who over 70% have been in the child welfare system. They have need for love and affection, just like every human being does. Pimps, however, are able to spot that need, smell that need. It's not hard to lure a 13-year-old who has grown up in the foster care system and is lonely and feels worthless. GEMS provides everything from crisis housing, long-term housing, to counseling. They need opportunities to do the things that have been denied them for so many years. One of the most important things that GEMS provides is a sense of community and unconditional love. When I am overwhelmed or frustrated by political realities or the slowness of social change, sometimes that's when I have to look at my girls and see amazing individual change happening.
If there was no Rachel, I don't know what that means. Seeing her and knowing that she survived this, that gives strength to others, that you have the power to change. I'm a survivor of commercial sexual exploitation, that what happened to me was horrible. I had my childhood or my teenage years stolen away from me. I'm here today. I have the ability to help others not go through that. And, yeah.
I now call upon Your Majesty, Queen Sylvia, to present the World Children's Prize for the Rights of the Child to Rachel Lloyd, who is accompanied on stage by Shakwana, who has a better life thanks to Rachel's work.
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you, Your Majesty, Queen Sylvia, both for presenting this award, for being part of the World Childhood Prize, and for your commitment to children and your fight against commercial sexual exploitation and trafficking over the years. Thank you to the World's Childhood Prize, and which is, if you haven't realized from what you've seen today, is a stellar, phenomenal program doing incredible work around the world and in Sweden. And having been fortunate enough this week to get to go to Swedish schools, and some of you guys I recognized from the last couple of days, the impact, I have to say, I didn't know we would be treated like the Beatles when we arrived at these schools. No, seriously. But the excitement from children about folks doing human rights work, about people doing social justice work. And all three of us had these experiences at these schools where we showed up and kids were like, ah! And so I want kids to be excited about human rights people. I want kids to not be just excited about people on Instagram or celebrities or singers or football players, but be excited about people who are making real change in society. If that's who our children and teenagers can get excited about and look up to, then we are giving them real role models and a real path forward and a vision for the future. And then I really want to thank the child jury, who, again, if you should realize by now, are a phenomenal, incredible group of young people who I am honored to stand on the stage with. And I am very conscious that I do work in America where I get to have a salary and health insurance and do human rights with air conditioning. And really, and there are, I am being honored today with two people working in extreme poverty. The child jury works around the world in conditions that we don't have to deal with. And while our current administration might want to take our country to a very different place in the next few years, I am very lucky to do this work. But the reality is, whether you are a girl being sold on the internet in New York, whether you're a girl being sold in Nepal or Thailand or Ukraine or Sweden, commercial sexual exploitation and trafficking is happening everywhere, and the feelings, the trauma, the abuse is the same no matter where you are. And so I'm accepting this award today on behalf of all survivors of commercial sexual exploitation and trafficking globally. As a survivor myself, I am proud to stand here and say that our past is not our future, and we are not determined by our trauma and our stories, but that we can go on to be survivors and leaders. Thank you.
This is me and my friends. The Swedish Postcard Lottery has financed a special project on child rights and the no-litter generation, which is being implemented in cooperation with House Variant, Keep Sweden Tidy. 1 million children in 10 countries who are involved in the WCP program will learn about the environment and the natural cycle. We will take that knowledge together with the knowledge of the child's rights to our friends, families, and local community. At least once a year, we will also go on a litter hunt in our streets and villages. I am looking forward to this year's No Litter Day on the 16th of May. These children in Pakistan have already had their first No Litter Day.
जब मेरा बुआ था मेरी अम्मी ने भट्टा मालिक से बहुत ज़्यादा कर्जा लिया, इसलिए हम भट्टा मालिक के गुलाम हैं। स्कूल के बाद मैं अपनी अम्मी और बहन के लिए खाना बना कर लेकर जाती हूँ। हम शाम तक काम करते हैं, मुझे 200 ईंटें बनानी होती हैं। भट्टा मालिक हमें गालियाँ भी निकालते और कई बार हमें मारते भी। पहले मैं बहुत परेशान हो जाती हूँ, फिर मैं जल्दी जल्दी ईंटें बनाने लगती हूँ। मैं सोचती हूँ कि जल्दी से जल्दी काम करो, जल्दी से कर्जा उतरे, ताकि हम बाकी की ज़िंदगी आज़ाद गुजारें। बच्चों का काम करना मुझे पसंद नहीं है, उनको स्कूल जाना चाहिए। काम के बाद मैं स्कूल का होमवर्क करती हूँ। हम क्रिसमस पर ही कपड़े और जूते खरीदते हैं, लेकिन खुदा का शुक्र है मुझे स्कूल जाने का मौका मिलता है। मैं कभी स्कूल नहीं छोड़ूंगी, मुझे पता है कि तालीम ही ज़िंदगी का बेहतर ज़रिया है। मैंने बच्चों का आर्मी नाम में हिस्सा लिया, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा। मैंने सीखा है कि बच्चों के भी हुकूक होते हैं, उसका एहतराम होना चाहिए। यहाँ पर लड़कियों और लड़कों के हुकूक बराबर नहीं है। यहाँ पर कई वालिदैन अपने बेटों को पसंद करते हैं। लड़कियों के हुकूक का एहतराम करना चाहिए। कचरे से पाक नस्ल के हिस्सा बनकर मुझे बहुत खुशी हुई। मैंने कचरे से पाक दिन में हिस्सा लिया। यहाँ पर लोग हर तरफ कचरा फेंक देते हैं, जो कचरा इंसानों और जानवरों के लिए जानदार है। हम बच्चे बड़ों को सिखा सकते हैं हर जगह कूड़ा ना फेंकें। सिर्फ तालीम से ही ये तब्दीली आ सकती है।
Later on this year, the Round the Globe race for a better world will be launched. This is a partnership between the World Children's Prize and the Swedish Olympic Committee, supported by the Swedish Postcard Lottery. In Sweden, Swedish Olympians will visit the participating schools as ambassadors of the Olympic values, the Round the Globe Run, and the global goals. This is not a race, but a project where physical action, we run or walk 3 kilometers, is combined with an internal race where we children will learn about and engage in the UN Global Goals 2030, and especially in Goals 5, gender equality, 10, reduced inequalities, and 16, peace and justice. The 1st of April 2019 and 2020 are the days when the children participating in the WCP program will have formulated what changes we want to see locally and nationally regarding these 3 global goals before we run or walk. We will invite leaders and the media to tell them about these. We will then join hands in a chain as long as possible. We will report the length of our chain and send photos of our manifestations for change to the World Children's Prize. The total length of all the chains will show that we children will have encircled the globe as change makers for a better world. We will, of course, report how many kilometers we have run or walked, and that will take us around the globe many times. Imagine what math lessons for a better world will give us. A partnership uniting generations for a better world is being built between the World Children's Prize Foundation and Rotary International. It started here in Maria Fred, then involved Rotary District 2370, Gotland, Södermanland, and Southern Stockholm. Rotary District 9350, comprising of the Western Cape and South Africa, Namibia, and Angola, is here with us today, and further cooperation will be explored. We hope to one day have a global partnership where Rotary members, clubs, and districts contribute to making it possible for the local children to be part of the World Children's Prize program. The children will in return educate the Rotary members on the rights of the child and tell them what local violations of the rights of the child that the Rotarians can assist the children to fight. It is now time to return to my country, Zimbabwe, and to the issue of girls' equal rights. The WCP program does not only help us to involve the boys, but also local, traditional, and religious leaders in our fight for a better Zimbabwe for girls.
Girls' rights should be respected, but unfortunately, this is not the case. They are subjected to early child marriages and are victims of sexual abuse. Girls as young as 12 years are getting pregnant, or sometimes by their own teachers. This must stop. As traditional leaders, what we say matters. If we say girls' rights must be respected, it means something. The WCP program that teaches us about girls' rights and gender equality is very right.
The fight for girls' equal rights within the WCP program will have its own name from today: You, Me, Equal Rights. In relation to global goal number 5, gender equality, You, Me, Equal Rights will also be included in the Round the Globe run. You can imagine what opportunities this will give me to raise my voice for girls' equal rights on the day when we children together encircle the globe, and how fast I'll then run the 3 kilometers. I can already see the gold medal. We have today experienced fantastic performances by Paxton, the Inkwenkwezi Band, and the Jazz Yard Academy Band from South Africa. We want to thank you by honoring you as You, Me, Equal Rights Ambassadors for Girls' Equal Rights in South Africa. I call upon Her Majesty, Queen Sylvia, to present the You, Me, Equal Rights Ambassador Globe to Paxton. I call upon Her Majesty, Queen Sylvia, to present the You, Me, Equal Rights Ambassador Globe to the Inkwenkwezi Band. What a hard-working queen. I call upon Her Majesty, Queen Sylvia, to present the You, Me, Equal Rights Ambassador Globe to the Jazz Yard Academy.
Listen to the song here in my heart, a melody I start but can't complete. Listen to the sound from deep within. It's only beginning to find release. Oh, the time has come for my dreams to be heard. They will not be pushed aside and turned into your own, all 'cause you won't listen.
Well, that was just... Now that this World Children's Prize award ceremony is coming to a close, we first would like to thank Your Majesty, Queen Sylvia, for assisting us here today. It has been a pleasure having you with us today. We hope that you feel empowered and will carry our message with you. After the ceremony, you are welcome to join us for the award dinner at Gripsholmsvartius, Sweden's oldest inn from 1609, situated 100 meters across the water surrounding the castle. Thank you so much for coming. I got people to listen to me and all the other people who spoke here. Thank you, Queen Sylvia, for coming. You really worked today. If there's one thing I learned, tak. For all of you, dear global friends, we would like to end with a song.